Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bitch and Brainstorm podcast. This is the Elevate Your Online Presence Business Summit speaker panel. We have Jennifer Watson here with us, who is going to be on the productivity, what I like to call the Get You Done panel. And this is going to be on April 20th. And that will be at 9:25 a.m. Pacific time. So you are not going to want to miss this amazing panel that we have lined up, because it's really going to be all about getting shit done, which is, I think, one of the things that keeps businesses owners stuck the most. And I know, Jennifer, your whole thing is really around the leadership component around getting shit done, and the productivity and the impact and the purpose and all of the things that come along with being in a leadership role. Can you kind of talk a little bit about why the leadership role, and maybe also tell us a little bit about yourself in the process?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, leadership, we think about these core principles. All of us have different ideas of what leadership is, right? And what the foundation is. And I truly believe, and I think a lot of us are looking at leadership differently, especially past 2020. And I believe that we do need next level leadership traits to not only help us be productive, Elaine, but to actually just create accelerated impact, profit, just be better people with having good energy doing it. We don't want to be doing 100 things a day and feel like so low energy. So I look at leadership very differently now, post 2020. And I know we're going to be going through that kind of efficiency of productivity, but things I'm going to tell you right now to drop a little dangling carrot. One journey I've been through and how I journey my clients through is learning how to articulate intelligently, communicate intelligently. And it is a little different how we dance through that because of technology, because of social media, virtual and in person. Knowing how to do that dance is super powerful. It is a superpower I believe every leader needs. And one of my next level leadership traits I talk about with productivity, instead of making, teams meetings last hours and hours, being effective with yourself and others. And there's many other parts, but for me, leadership, really the hub right now for many leaders, in which we'll go into and how that really helps with productivity, is learning how to powerfully communicate in any environment, no matter the environment, from stage, sales call, or team meeting. I'm telling you guys, we're going to be sharing things going to make you not only more productive, but have high energy doing it.
Oh my goodness, I love that. What guided you into the leadership space? Like, how did you wind up where you are?
My background is as a practitioner by trade. I've owned two brick and mortar physical therapy holistic practices, and they looked at mind, body, soul work. And I started growing my practice, and I started seeing how I had to step up as a leader as my team grew, and how I had to heal certain things in my leadership and in my health, mental, emotional, spiritual, and how I showed up as a leader and how it helped them become more powerful leaders. And I realized how much I love to teach other leaders to lead more powerfully, because it's always beyond me. Everyone, I want you to know that as leaders, zoom out, know that to make yourself a better leader, you're helping others do the same. By doing the work I've done in being an entrepreneur so much of my life, I realized how much leadership is not about me, fanning me in a powerful way so others can fan themselves, because each of us at the end of the day truly are leaders. You're helping your team learn to do that and really accelerate whatever you're bringing to the world for good. And that's my journey, is just always being a natural leader and realizing it had to be more about them than me. And that's when I became powerful, became more productive, started learning tools that were next level, not just, I'm just here to tell you what to do, because it's not about that as a leader. Side note, everyone. And that's something we'll go through too.
Yeah. So you mentioned next level leadership. So can you tell us, like, what are some of the traits of next level leadership?
Yeah. It's something we're going to go through, you guys. So come to this event.
Yeah.
I will say this: any leader, to be that honest, any high performing leader, any high performer, this is, I believe, the number one step into becoming a better leader and more productive. You need to learn how to emotionally regulate and teach your
Mhm.
team how to do the same. The reason being, everyone, when you're leading a cause, leading impact, leading a business, you are always going to have unexpected things pull you into, individually or collectively out of your game. It could be something in the business, something personal. If you don't have the tools to master and pull that shizzy in, and you guys, I say that really lovingly, I had to learn that you will delay not only productivity for self, for your team, you will be at a snail's pace. And also what it does to you, coming from a practitioner standpoint, mentally, emotionally, spiritually on you. Emotional regulation is the number one for any leader, period, every day of the week and twice on Sunday. The second part is what we just talked about, which we're going to go into a little bit more detail at the summit, is intelligent communication and emotionally and intuitive communication, which to me is all under the umbrella of emotional intelligence. But I believe, again, emotional intelligence needs to be taught differently in this era. And it starts with intuitive and intelligent communication that we're going to get into. Those are the first two. I have a whole course on 12 steps of the next leadership traits, but those two, everyone, are the big dominoes and something I will address to not only help with productivity, but help you be more a powerful leader, and truly believe those are the things post 2020 that you're going to need to move forward.
Yeah. What do you think changed a lot from, 2020? Because I mean, we all know what the hell happened, right? So what's in your mind, like what shifted in terms of leadership between pre and post pandemic?
Well, one, people never understood the word, which I've always felt it is needed powerfully in leadership, is vulnerability.
Mm.
People are dealing with things personally, professionally, in your business, outside the business, the personal stuff was affecting people coming in the business. We had to get down and dirty to figure out what's going on with our employees, what's going on with ourselves. And even if we didn't have the skills to help someone, we still had to have that intimate, vulnerable conversation with
Mm.
our team, and then hopefully have tools or people we could send them out to create support or bring people in to create support for our teams. Vulnerability just took a new step in leadership. I've always seen it, but after 2020, it was really ripped out and into the leadership world. And I believe vulnerability is 100% needed, and vulnerability, sharing your story
Mhm.
personally, professionally, in a safe environment. And believe it or not, you guys, we're not talking about sob stories, sharing everything on your sleeve. What I'm talking about is things that are affecting people's work. How can you create an environment to allow vulnerability, safe conversations, and still, we're going to go through this, create productivity? Vulnerability was the big thing that I believe came out after 2020 from a more left brain technical state. We had to learn to communicate in a different environment. You guys talked about intelligent communication, doing things virtually, then coming back, then going back virtually. How do you still create connection for people? Because believe it or not, number one thing people want over a pay raise in the last couple of years, everyone, is connection,
Mhm.
contribution to the place that they were working at. That was in a survey, everyone. So learning how to do that when we're still somewhat virtual, some more than others,
Mhm.
learning how to communicate, create safety and connection, thus productivity and all the things we're going to talk about, was another thing that we really had to navigate. So vulnerability was a big one with everything going on, and learning how to connect in these new type of virtual worlds, even though we're getting more in person now. And those are things we're going to be able to talk about, you guys, at
Mhm.
this event, to talk about productivity, connection, impact, making money, and being the true leader that you are.
Ah, oh my gosh, I love that so much. I just remember like I've seen so much online because I love TikTok. That's where I love to hang out. And I just remember seeing people saying, you know what? It's not worth it to me to work in a toxic environment anymore. And then you hear all the people saying nobody wants to work and all this other, and like you're the problem. Like you're not creating an environment that people, I feel like 2020 really forced people to take a time out and reevaluate their life and what their goals are and what their dreams were, and ask themselves, is this soul-sucking job worth it?
Yeah,
Right? Do I really truly want to do this? Do I want
yeah,
to be my own business owner? Do I want to, whatever? And which then, turns into, and like with leadership specifically, the thing that I always remember, my daughter had a very toxic like was led by toxic people. So when she
Mhm.
became a leader, I was like, you can't
Mhm.
lead people the way you were led,
Yeah.
right? You have to be the leader that you always wanted to be. I heard that from Simon Sinek and I said, oh my God, that's brilliant. So I
Yes.
had to like tell her, like, you got to be the leader that you would follow
Yeah.
and not the way you were taught how to be a leader.
You're
So,
giving such a powerful point because I talk to my leaders all the time. This post 2020, I said
mhm,
what changed, but what you just said is vulnerability piece. These stories allowed us to heal wounds, heal
yeah,
things because it kind of got the band, and that includes leaders too, you guys. And guess what that did for leaders? It gave us an opportunity to get clear on our new vision if there was one, goals. And guess what, you guys, when you're more clear, you draw in people that believe in your vision. There's no such thing, I believe this, everyone, I'm going to say this, there's no such thing as lazy people. There's no such thing. What it
mhm,
is they're lacking clarity on what they want, or they're not being led by someone that they believe in, that they're
yeah,
passionate about that cause. You
mhm,
guys, when you are involved with something that is a part of your passion, your purpose, you can't help but not get on board. It doesn't mean you're going to be motivated every day. What I'm saying
yeah,
is you're going to be actively wanting to pursue it. So I love that you said that. We got an opportunity to heal leaders. That's one of my pillars. I talk about
mhm,
healing the next level leader. From there, we talk about these traits we're talking about once that healing is done. And then you guys become unstoppable. If you're healed and these next level leadership traits I talk about in productivity and communication, you literally, there's no environment that can stop you, including another one like 2020, which, hey guys, things like this are going to happen. That is life. This was a
yeah,
severe example, but a
mhm,
severe example also gives severe and exponential results if you
mhm,
allow it. So I love that you gave that
yeah.
example about your daughter. I love it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to continue this conversation at the summit. We're going to have an excellent panel. It's going to be so amazing to have so many different points of views talking about this very important topic. You know, everybody wants to talk about, you know, efficiency and productivity and getting shit done and all this stuff. Yes, 100%. But there's so many foundational elements that we have to address in order to get to that place where you're like, rapid fire, right? Where you can literally sit down and not get in your own damn way while you're trying to get shit done, right? Like, come on, you guys. So, thank you
Love it.
so much for, you know, coming to be a part of the panel. And, you know, Jennifer was gracious enough. She has donated a free gift to everybody. And I'm so excited. So, Jennifer, I don't know if you know this, which nobody knows this yet because I calculated the other day. Uh, the grand total prizes that everybody has donated is valued at over $35,000.
Wow. Yay. Love it.
I know. So the people who purchase the VIP pass will be eligible to receive one of many fabulous prizes that have been all donated from our speakers, such as yourself. So thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today and again on April 20th. And really looking forward to having a really great discussion around productivity and habits and all the things. So thank you so
Thank you so much
much.
for having me, Elaine. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see you there.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Thank you.